Welcome back, listeners, to Dark Dialogue. Before we turn the page on Season 2, before we begin telling new stories, before we begin new investigations, we want to pause for just a little while longer to remember the people whose stories shaped our first season. Because while every episode eventually comes to an end, remembering the victims never should.
Throughout Season 1, we followed the evidence, we searched for answers, we challenged conclusions, and sometimes we asked difficult questions. But before every investigation, before every headline, before every courtroom, there was a life, a family, a future.
That's where every story begins. And for the families who love them, that's where the story continues. Long after the headlines fade, long after the investigations slow, long after the cameras leave, the empty chair at the table remains. Birthdays still come. Holidays still arrive. Milestones are celebrated with someone missing. Love remains, and so does loss. That is why Dark Dialogue exists. Giving voices to the voiceless isn't simply about telling stories. It's about remembering people, making sure that they are never reduced to a headline, never reduced to a case number, and never forgotten after the episode ends.
These stories never belonged to us. They belonged and always will belong to the victims, their families, and the people who continue to love them. Our responsibility has simply been to tell these stories honestly, with compassion, with respect, and with the understanding that every victim deserves to be remembered as more than the worst day of their life.
Season 1 also brought something into our lives that we never expected. What began as a conversation about music became a friendship. That friendship grew into a partnership, and over time, that partnership became something even more meaningful. Dark Dialogue, the J.J. Hawk Band, and Hawk Studios, united by a shared belief that every victim deserves to be remembered, not only through the stories that we tell, but through the music that helps carry these stories forward.
Throughout Season 1, every victim tribute was paired with a song chosen specifically for that individual. Each song reflected a different life, a different family, a different journey, because every victim deserves to be remembered for who they were, not simply for what happened to them.
But one song is different. Before you hear it tonight, we'd like to share its story. The J.J. Hawk Band didn't just simply license Seraphim to Dark Dialogue. They gifted it to us. It became part of this show, part of this mission, and part of the promise that we make to every family who places their trust in us.
From the moment we first heard it, we knew Seraphim could never belong to just one story. It could never belong to just one victim. Some moments deserve to stand apart. Some moments deserve to be shared.
That's why Seraphim has been reserved for milestones, moments of remembrance, moments of reflection, moments like this. While every individual victim tribute is accompanied by a song chosen especially for that person's story, Seraphim belongs to all of them. Tonight, it belongs to every victim that we have remembered throughout Season 1, and to every family who continues carrying their memory forward.
Some of the people we remember tonight are still missing. Some remain unidentified. Some families continue searching for answers. Others continue searching for justice. Those are the cases supported through the Dark Dialogue Adopt a Victim program. Because remembering victims matters, but continuing the search for answers matters just as much.
Tonight isn't about investigations. It isn't about courtrooms. It isn't about the people responsible. Tonight, we remember the people, the lives they lived, the love they shared, the families who continue to carry them forward. Tonight, we simply say their names. We begin where Dark Dialogue began. Lori Bray's story was the beginning. Lori Sue Bray, 57 years old. Lori grew up on the ranches of Montana, where hard work, family, and helping your neighbors weren't simply values, they were a way of life. Those who knew her remembered her kindness, her generosity, and her willingness to help anyone who needed it. She was a mother, a friend, a woman who should have had many more years with the people that she loved. Lori's story was the first entrusted to Dark Dialogue. Tonight, we honor her once again as the first voice that we remember.
Every journey has a beginning. For Dark Dialogue, that beginning was Lori. As we remember every victim who shaped our first season, it is only fitting that we begin by remembering her.
Some families are still searching for answers, searching for justice, searching for the chance to bring their loved ones home. We begin with those whose stories remain unfinished. Heather Elvis, 20 years old. Heather was a daughter, a sister, and a young woman who brought warmth wherever she went. She loved her family, stayed close to the people that she cared about, and on the night she disappeared, proudly sent her father a photograph after learning to drive a stick shift, simply because she knew it would make him smile. She disappeared after being lured to Peachtree Landing, and Heather has never been found. Brooklyn Farthing, 18 years old. Brooklyn was known for her spunky personality and her tell-it-like-it-is honesty. She loved animals, loved being outdoors, and on the very day she disappeared, proudly earned her driver's license, a milestone she celebrated with the people she loved. Brooklyn remains missing. Maura Murray, 21 years old. A runner, a nursing student, a daughter whose father simply called her my buddy. She was building a future centered on caring for others when she disappeared. Maura is still missing. Brianna Maitland, 17 years old. The day Brianna disappeared, she passed her GED, celebrated with her mother, and left a note for her roommate because she planned to be home the next morning. She was looking forward to tomorrow. Brianna has never been found. Jessica Jo O'Grady, 19 years old. Jessica had a gift for making people feel welcome. Friends remembered her as kind-hearted, easy to talk to, and someone who naturally connected with the people around her. She hoped to become a teacher one day and loved spending time with children, even helping coach her niece's softball team. Although the person responsible has been held accountable, Jessica has never been brought home.
5 young women, 5 families still waiting for a phone call, waiting for a knock at the door, waiting for answers. For every family still searching, for every loved one who refuses to give up hope, your voices still matter. Your loved ones are still remembered, and as long as there are stories to tell, we will keep telling them.
There are some losses that are measured not only by years that someone lived, but by all of the years they never had the chance to live, the futures they were already imagining, the dreams they were already chasing, the milestones they were already looking toward. Tonight, we remember 4 young women whose futures had only just begun. Heather Dawn Church, 13 years old. Heather had a quiet confidence that made people smile. At a school talent show, instead of singing or performing, she walked to the front of the room and handed out caramels to her classmates because, as she put it, quote, "I sure do love candy." She dreamed of serving a mission in Australia, attending Brigham Young University, and one day becoming a mother. She had already chosen the name that she hoped to give her future daughter. Her family never had the chance to watch those dreams become reality. April Dawn Millsap, 14 years old. Pink was April's favorite color. She loved animals, faithfully walked her border collie Penny each evening, and dreamed of becoming a veterinarian. Her kindness, warmth, and gentle spirit touched everyone who knew her, and even today, the color pink remains a symbol of the life that she lived. Her family never had a chance to watch her become the veterinarian that she dreamed of being. Cassie Jo Stoddard, 16 years old. Cassie loved to draw. Long after she was gone, her mother left Cassie's drawings hanging on the wall because they were a reminder of the daughter that she loved. Cassie was a straight-A student who dreamed of studying law and forensics, carefully saving for her first car and the independence that waited just ahead. Her family never had a chance to see the future that she worked so hard to build. Sarah Wisnowski, 17 years old. Sarah had just graduated from high school and begun her freshman year at Old Dominion University. Friends remembered her as happy, outgoing, and excited about the future. A young woman embracing the independence and the possibilities that college promised. She was only 2 weeks away from her 18th birthday. Her family never had the chance to celebrate the adulthood that she was only beginning to discover.
There are moments every family looks forward to: graduations, careers, weddings, children, grandchildren. The ordinary moments that become a lifetime of memories. These 4 young women deserved every one of those moments, and their families deserved to share them. Though those futures were taken far too soon, their lives, their dreams, and the love they left behind will always be remembered.
Not every family is still waiting to bring someone home. Some have had that chance. Some have been able to lay their loved ones to rest. But even then, the questions don't always end. Sometimes knowing where someone is doesn't explain what happened. Sometimes the search simply changes. Tonight, we remember the families who are still searching for answers. Candace Candy Hiltz, 17 years old. Candy taught herself calculus before most children had finished learning fractions. By 16, she had earned acceptance to Stanford Law School, dreaming of one day serving on the United States Supreme Court. But when her daughter Paige was born with serious medical needs, Candy set those dreams aside without hesitation to become the mother that Paige needed. Her family has never stopped searching for the justice that they believe she deserves. Lauren Taylor Agee, 21 years old. Taylor loved to sing. Her sister Allison remembers that whenever they were riding together in the car, Taylor wouldn't let anybody else sing along because it was her song to sing. She was studying criminal justice, embracing life, and looking toward the future. The official conclusions have never quieted the questions surrounding her death. Chance Engelbert, 25 years old. Chance was a cowboy, a welder, a husband, a father. He dreamed about the land his son would grow up on, the life he would build with his own hands, and the future his family would share together. Although his death has since been officially ruled an accident, his family continues searching for the answers that they believe are still missing. Dorothy Jane Scott, 32 years old. Dorothy was a devoted mother whose first instinct was always to help someone else. The night she disappeared, she had taken a co-worker to the hospital before vanishing herself. Years later, Dorothy was finally brought home. Her family is still waiting for the justice that they deserve.
Some questions are answered, others remain. But for the families who continue searching, time does not erase love. It does not erase hope, and it does not erase the determination to keep asking the questions that still matter. As long as those questions remain, so will the voices of the people they love.
Some tragedies take a single life. Others leave an empty chair, an empty bedroom, a life forever changed. And sometimes they leave an entire family forever altered. Tonight, we remember a family who built a life together and the love that made that family a home. Carl Dutcher, Joanna Sylvie Dutcher, Anthony Tony Dutcher. 3 names, 1 family. Carl and Joanna had built a life together in the Colorado Rockies after leaving Kansas years before. They chose the mountains, built a home there, and created the kind of place that always welcomed family back. It wasn't the size of the home that mattered. It was the warmth inside it. Carl Dutcher. Carl was a Vietnam veteran, a husband, a father, a grandfather. He believed in hard work, routine, and taking care of the life that he and Joanna had built together in the mountains. It was a quiet life, but one that he was deeply proud of. His family never had the chance to grow old beside him. Joanna Sylvie Dutcher. Joanna helped turn a mountain trailer into a home. She welcomed family with patience, kindness, laughter, and the warmth that only someone who truly loves their family can create. On New Year's Eve, she listened as Tony excitedly talked about spending the night in the fort that he had built above the house, sharing in the excitement only a grandmother can understand. Her family never had the chance to share another holiday around her table. Anthony Tony Dutcher, 15 years old. Tony loved the mountains. He loved building forts in the woods with his best friend. And on New Year's Eve, he had his sleeping bag rolled out and an unfinished Scrabble game waiting for the evening ahead. He was excited. He was simply waiting for his friend to arrive. His family never had the chance to watch him become the man that they already knew he was going to be.
A family isn't remembered because of where they lived or what they owned. They're remembered because of the love they shared, the traditions they created, the holidays they celebrated, the ordinary moments that become the memories we treasure most. Tonight, we remember the Dutcher family, not the tragedy that took them, but for the home that they built together and the love that still remains.
Some lives are measured not by the years behind them, but by everything they were still building. Families, careers, dreams, homes, the ordinary tomorrows that seemed certain until they were suddenly gone. Tonight, we remember 7 people who were still building the lives that they'd hoped to live. Dana Satterfield, 27 years old. Dana was a mother. She had built a life around her children, Ashley and Brandon, balancing the demands of raising a family while operating her own salon. Friends remembered her warmth, her determination, and her quiet strength she brought to the people that she loved. Her children grew up without the mother who had built her life around them. Brian Barrett, 22 years old. Brian loves sports, coaching, and helping young people discover confidence in themselves. Friends and family remembered his kindness, his easy smile, and a young man whose future was only beginning to unfold. His family never had the chance to watch the life that he was only beginning to build. Brett Smith, 34 years old. Brett's final day looked like so many others. He had lunch with his mother. He planned to have dinner later that evening. He was looking forward to spending time with his young niece. The ordinary moments of an ordinary day. The kind of moments families expect to happen again tomorrow. His family never had that tomorrow. Danis Lee Day, 19 years old. Danis was a bright, creative young woman whose greatest joy was being a mother. The people who loved her remember someone whose kindness and spirit left a lasting mark on everyone around her. Her family has spent years making sure that she is remembered for the life that she lived, not only for the way that it ended. Karen Pinnell, 39 years old. Karen was rebuilding her life. She was creating a future built on independence, hope, and the belief that better days were still ahead. Those who knew her remembered a warm and caring woman who deserved the opportunity to keep writing her story. Her family remembers the woman that she was and the future she never had the chance to finish. Robert Branninger, 34 years old. Robert was a father, a hard-working man. and someone who valued the quiet stability of family life. Those who loved him remember a man devoted to the people who mattered the most. His family lost not only the man that he was, but all the years that they should have shared together. Janet Chandler, 22 years old. Janet was a music student at Hope College, working nights while preparing for the future that she wanted to build. She loved music, learning, and the possibilities that lay ahead. She deserved the chance to grow older, to see where the future would lead, and to live the life she was only beginning to imagine.
Every one of us imagines tomorrow. Plans are made, goals are set, families grow. Lives move forward one ordinary day at a time. These 7 lives remind us how precious those ordinary tomorrows truly are. Though the futures they were building were taken far too soon, the love they shared, the lives they touched, and the memories they left behind will continue to live on.
Some tragedies leave behind a single victim. Others leave behind an entire community trying to understand how so many lives could be changed by the same darkness. Tonight, we remember 7 women, 5 whose names are known, and 2 whose names have been lost to history. Though history may have forgotten their names, tonight, we will not forget their humanity. Sandra Delaware, 18 years old. Sandra's life had only just begun. She was a young woman with hopes, dreams, and a future still waiting to unfold. Those who loved her knew far more than the tragedy that would one day define the headlines. She deserved the chance to discover the life that she was only beginning to build. Rose Beck Davis, 31 years old. Rose was a marketing executive whose life reflected years of hard work, determination, and independence. Friends and family remember a woman whose future remained filled with possibility. Her family remembers far more than the day that they lost her. They remember the woman that she was. Lorraine Lori Borowski, 21 years old. Lori was a daughter, a sister, an aunt, a friend. Those who knew her remember a kind-hearted young woman whose life touched so many others long before it became part of a criminal investigation. She deserved the opportunity to keep writing her story. Shui Mok, 30 years old. Shui came to the United States from China, seeking opportunity and a brighter future. She worked alongside her family in their restaurant, helping build a new life while remaining deeply connected to the people that she loved. Her family lost not only a daughter, but the future they hoped to share together. Linda Sutton, 31 years old. Linda was a mother of 2 children. The people who loved her remember not simply the years that she lived, but the love that she gave her family every single day. Her children deserved more years with their mother. There are 2 more women that we remember tonight. We do not know their names. One was a 35-year-old cocktail waitress whose car had run out of gas as she tried to make her way home. The other, a young Hispanic woman whose engagement ring spoke quietly of a future someone was planning to share with her. Their names have been lost. Their stories remain incomplete, but their lives mattered. And even when a name is forgotten, a life never should be.
Every person deserves to be remembered, not because history records their name, but because every life has value. Tonight we remember 7 women, 5 whose names we can still speak, 2 whose names have been lost, all equally deserving of dignity, all equally deserving of remembrance.
Some places become part of a family's story, a home, a farm, a favorite vacation, a place where children grow, where traditions are created, and where ordinary moments become lifelong memories. But sometimes, those same places become forever connected with unimaginable loss. Tonight, we remember 2 families whose stories will forever be woven into the places that they loved the most. The Wolf family: Jacob Wolf, Beata Wolf, Bertha, Maria, Edna, Lydia, Martha, and Jacob Hoffer. 8 lives, 1 family. 1 young boy welcomed into that family. Together, they built a life on the North Dakota prairie. Their days were filled with hard work, faith, family, and the quiet rhythm of life on a farm. They weren't remembered by their neighbors for extraordinary accomplishments. They were remembered because they were good people, the kind of family every community hopes to have nearby. But there was one more child in that home: 8-month-old Emma Wolf. Emma survived. She spent nearly 2 days alone before neighbors discovered what had happened to her family. She grew up without the parents who should have raised her, without the sisters who should have grown beside her, and without the home that should have been filled with their laughter. Though her life continued, she too carried the weight of that day for the rest of her life. Jacob and Beata dreamed of giving their daughters every opportunity that they never had. Bertha, Maria, Edna, Lydia, Martha. Each child represented a future still unfolding, and 13-year-old Jacob Hoffer had become part of that family, sharing their work, their home, and their daily life. More than a century has passed since the Wolf family's story was forever changed, but they are remembered, not because of how they died. They are remembered because they were a family.
When an entire family is changed forever, the silence echoes across generations. The stories become family history. The memories become treasured gifts. Tonight, we remember the Wolf family, not for the tragedy they endured, but for the life they built together, and for the little girl who carried their memory forward.
Nearly 80 years later, another family set out to make memories together. A mother, her daughter, and a young exchange student experiencing America. Days filled with adventure, laughter, and the beauty of Yosemite National Park. Their journey would forever connect 2 families, separated by time but united by love. Carol Sund, 42 years old. Carol was a mother of 4 whose greatest joy was creating memories with her family. The trip to Yosemite was meant to be another chapter in those memories, a chance to spend time together and experience one of America's most beautiful places. Her family remembers the mother who made those moments matter. Julie Sund, 15 years old. Julie was energetic, adventurous, and full of life. A cheerleader with an infectious spirit, she embraced each new experience with excitement and curiosity. She deserved countless more adventures and countless more years with the people who loved her. Silvina Peloso, 16 years old. Silvina came to the United States from Argentina as an exchange student, excited to experience another culture and another part of the world. She loved photography, adventure, and discovering places that she had never seen before. Her family welcomed her home only through memories. Joey Ruth Armstrong, 26 years old. Joey loved Yosemite. She believed in sharing its beauty with others, helping visitors experience a place that had become part of her own heart. The mountains she loved inspired her every day, and those who knew her remember a woman whose kindness reflected that same spirit. Her family remembers the life that she shared, not the place that it ended.
Families make memories because they believe there will always be another tomorrow, another trip, another holiday, another chance to be together. These families remind us never to take those moments for granted. Though the places they loved became forever connected with loss, the love they shared there, the memories they created there, and the lives they lived there will always matter far more.
Some lives leave a mark that reaches far beyond the years that they were given. Through courage, through compassion, through music, through the lives that they touched, tonight We remember 4 people whose stories continue to inspire others and whose legacies continue to be carried forward by those who refuse to let them be forgotten. Holly Bobo, 20 years old. Holly dreamed of becoming a nurse. She loved to sing in church, treasured her family, and believed deeply in helping others through kindness and compassion. Those who knew her remember a young woman whose faith guided the way that she lived every day. Though questions surrounding her case continue to be discussed, nothing can diminish the life that Holly lived, or the love that her family continues to carry forward. Stephen Stainer. Stephen was only 7 years old when his childhood was stolen. Yet even after enduring years of unimaginable abuse, Stephen found the courage to protect another little boy, Timothy White, helping them both return home. He rebuilt his life, married, became a father, and though his life was tragically cut short years later in an unrelated motorcycle accident, Stephen's courage forever changed how our nation thinks about missing and exploited children. His legacy lives on in every child who has been brought home because someone refused to stop looking. Anna Franklin, 18 years old. Anna was kind and vibrant and deeply loved by the people fortunate enough to know her. She was just beginning the next chapter of her life, surrounded by family, friendships, and the promise of everything still ahead. Those who loved Anna remember her laughter, her kindness, and the light that she brought into their lives. That is how she deserves to be remembered. Mia Zapata, 27 years old. Before she became part of a criminal investigation, Mia was a daughter, an artist, a writer, a friend, and the unforgettable voice of the kids. Her music continues to reach new listeners decades later, reminding us that while a life can be taken, its influence can continue inspiring others for generations. Her voice still echoes, not only through her songs, but through every person who refuses to let her story be forgotten.
Legacies aren't measured by the number of years someone lived. They're measured by the lives they touched, the kindness they shared, the courage they inspired, and the memories that continue long after they're gone. Tonight, we remember 4 remarkable lives and the legacies that continue to remind us why every story deserves to be told.
Before we close tonight, there's one more victim that we would like to remember. A woman whose story did not end that night, but whose life was forever changed by it. Jennifer Holliday, 27 years old. Jennifer was a paramedic, a single mother, a woman who dedicated her life to helping people on what were often the worst days of theirs. Then, violence found her. Jennifer survived, but surviving did not erase what she endured. She carried those experiences with her, just as so many survivors do. Yet even in the midst of unimaginable trauma, she found the strength to fight, the strength to call for help, and the courage to help ensure the person responsible could never hurt another family again. Tonight, we remember Jennifer not because she survived, but because she too was a victim, and because her courage reminds us that healing is not measured by forgetting. It is measured by finding the strength to keep moving forward.
Every victim's story is different. Some were taken from the people who loved them. Some are still waiting to come home. Some families are still searching for answers, and some survivors carry wounds the world can never fully see. But every one of them deserves to be remembered. Every one of them deserves compassion, and every one of them deserves to know they are not forgotten.
To every family who trusted us with these stories, thank you. To every listener who has walked beside us through season 1, thank you. And to every victim that we've remembered tonight, your lives mattered, your stories mattered, and your voices will continue to be heard because remembrance is more than looking back. It is a promise that these names will continue to be spoken, that these lives will continue to matter, and that as long as Dark Dialogue exists, you will never be forgotten. Thank you to the JJ Hawk Band, to Hawk Studios, and to everyone who has helped make these tributes possible. This has been our Season 1 memorial, giving voices to the voiceless. I'm John.
And I'm Angela. Thank you for remembering with us.
Until next time, keep the dialogue alive.
Would you find me in the end, or let me fall where shadows bend? If I break and disappear, would you still be waiting here in the dark where angels sleep? Would you wake and come for me?